Hi, I'm here today to talk about my favorite career coaching topic, salary negotiation, and I want to give you some simple techniques to increase your overall offer without losing a lot of sleep and creating a lot of tension. So I wanted to just share with you something really important about the offer that you get. Unless it's a government job where the salary is defined or it's a grant type of position where again the compensation is fixed. um, Most people should negotiate. Here's something important to understand that companies usually expect negotiation and they build it into their offers. So if you do not negotiate, you are leaving money on the table and potentially damaging your brand in terms of the respect that people might give you in the future. So, also every raise that you get after that, after you start, and the bonuses are typically percentages of your salary. So everything hinges on that salary that you come into the company with. So let's approach the conversation. There's a few techniques that you can do to make yourself feel really comfortable with negotiating. So the first is researching. So find out through websites or through talking to people or looking at job postings where they're posting salaries. What are the salary ranges for other people in this position? Make sure you have a good understanding of what the ranges are in your industry for a position like the one that you're taking. And you want to have the package in writing so that you can really look at all the pieces because in a compensation package, salary is just one piece. It's a very important piece, but it's just one. There might be other parts of the package that are super important to you, like start date. That's a negotiating point, time off, paid time off, benefits, sometimes tuition compensation, maybe like parental leave, work style, like remote, hybrid, whether you have to be in the office all the time, if there's additional compensation for weekends, et cetera. Maybe you have a job where you travel a lot. How do they compensate you for that? So you want to look at the entire package and really break it down into the bits. And then the second piece is framing your negotiation with a collaborative tone. So you want to be really enthusiastic about the position. So you don't want to embrace and embody so much stress that they feel stressed too, just looking at you when you're beginning the negotiation. And then you want to sort of acknowledge the pieces of the offer that seem really fair and use language that's more like we than I or you. And so you don't want them to feel really defensive. And then you want to make your request value based. So you don't want to say things like, I really need more money because I have these expenses at home. It might all really be true, and that might be a valid reason for getting more money. But what's really going to motivate them is if you know that you are going to crush it because you're bringing in these skills that they really need, and you see that you're going to go above and beyond, and that you have potential to grow from these other transferable skills you're bringing in. And you want to listen really carefully to what they say. So a trick is to negotiate and discuss all the small elements first. So leave the salary to the last so that if you don't get the salary that you want, say you want 50,000 and they offered you 42 and they come back and say, look, we can only offer you 43, then you can go back and say, well, like we talked about before with the 2 weeks vacation, I'd be comfortable with the 43 if I could get the additional week. So if you negotiate the salary first, you don't have any leverage on the other pieces. So those are my tips for negotiating. It can be very empowering and it can also be extremely uncomfortable. So you might want to practice with a friend. If you have any questions, please reach out. This is a topic I'm really passionate about and would be happy to guide you on this. Thank you.